Hello, everybody, and welcome to the casing of Stone Frank's. The blasting of Hank's phone.
That, guys, is how you destroy an iPhone 6.
Nope, the ET to phone home. Wait. The casting of Frank Stone. No other casting. The casting of Frank Stone is a single-player cinematic story game developed by Supermassive Games in tandem and published by Behavior Interactive. Set in the universe of the 4v1 survival horror escape match game Dead by Daylight, developed by Behavior yet again. Supermassive Games is a developer well known for other quote-unquote make-your-own-choice cinematic adventure games like Until Dawn, The Quarry, and the Dark Pictures Anthology, which just looks like it's 4 separate but connected story games. I think it looks like a survival space horror coming next year. Dead Space much?
Hi, Okari!
Now, the gameplay of Busting Frank Stones consists of long play, live cinematics that turns my 4.5-year-old GPU into a 747 turbine fan because my greedy ass I can't give up ray tracing. I don't want to. Oh, 4090. Someday, my love. It also consists of multiple choice dialogue interactions, like chastising this damn dirty drunk because he doesn't give a damn about this kid who's probably dead. But we do get to walk around with environments that still chug my PC. Like, damn! My room was noticeably heating up when I was playing this. It's like an oven in here. But while my CPU cooks to a medium rare to well done, we can start sauteing a nice side of high resolution textures and detail. Now, most of the time when you're not watching the 3 out of 5-star slasher film play out, you're walking around highly detailed environments, besides walking to the next room or interacting with the next cutscene trigger or taking in the GPU cooking environmentals. Can you smell that? It's almost done. You can oftentimes read things in the environment for that sweet, sweet tidbits of lore, as well as finding, ooh, look, a hidden collectible. Wouldn't want to miss those, would we? I already know I'm going to go out of my way to get all but one. But the majority of the gameplay in tossing Franks to the stone is choices. Do I choose to pick up the hitchhiker? Do I choose to rip off the elderly? Who do I want to give my sweetheart locket to more? Should I be a good daughter and use my last 25 cents to buy milk for mother like I promised, or play Space Invaders? While it is tempting, I think we should respect our parents and not... Well, most of these choices don't do much, and some don't do anything at all. Ultimately, the build-up of smaller choices and some key ones will lead to branching paths, and ultimately onto one of the 10 different endings this game has. But there's one more mechanic we can't forget. Everyone's favorite thing in all of gaming. QuickTime events. And we got QuickTime events for you. We got dodges, we got grabbers, we got filming shy guys to make them disappear that aren't even made of matter, and an all new flavor in the form of generated skill check from Dead by Daylight trademark. All honesty, in a cinematic game like this, there's not a lot of options to keep players on their toes, and and SM over here is employing a lot of QT events. I think that's what the kids say, in this style of game for a decade now. And I'll be honest, Clark, some of these QuickTime events, well, yeah, they feel really forced, like really. Just why? Like for context, I don't even know which one I'm using here when I'm recording this, but I'm pretty sure I found something good. Now, one more gameplay mechanic I want to touch on is, after somehow Frank Stone returned, we have to make our way through different sections of the decrepit old mill, and when old Frankie here pops out, we have to film him with a camera that never runs out of filming, and for some reason this really bothers me. Listen, I looked it up. You only get 3 minutes, 12 seconds, at 18 frames a second, people. That's how Super 8 works! Sorry, my film student is showing. But after we film him, his social anxiety kicks in and needs to go recharge his social batteries before going for another outing. I feel you, Frank. I feel you. But really, I don't understand why he wakes up. Like, I know the camera is magic, curse, demonic, something. But I don't get how filming one of his murder trinkets summons Frank in the form of a green fog. I guess he needed a hand. Now I spend most of my time playing, looking around for those damn collectibles, and I still missed one because I couldn't open this damn door. Now I only have an incomplete figurine collection. I wasn't gonna do anything bad with or anything. But that is one of my minor gripes with this game. It has a cool story, that's for sure, but in any section that wasn't a cutscene, I was walking around circles, looking all around in all corners of the map for collectibles like the bobbleheads in Fallout. So it kind of takes away from the immersivity of the game, at least for that first playthrough. But while I was on my way walking around like I was in the rubber room with the rats, and the rats made me crazy. Crazy, I was crazy once. Crazy, they put me in a rubber room with rats, the rats made me crazy. Crazy, I was. But even while I was busy looking around like I was in the rubber room with the rats collecting Monopoly play tokens, I still paid attention to the story. Somehow. Now I'm going to summarize my playthrough, which I did live at twitch.tv/HonestClark, which you should go check out, by the way. So consider the following a 1/10 spoiler. And while I did like the story and plan to play through the other endings, eventually, I don't know when, I was very surprised when my Aussie friend told me a major spoiler that I'm just going to drop here. So, I got to put this, okay? If you're going to suffer, I got to suffer. Skip to this point in the video to avoid the spoiler, and skip here to where I give my closing thoughts if you just want to skip there and avoid any story talk. Okay, now, everyone's gone? Okay, take it away, Tyler!
The entity always fucking wins. Doesn't matter what you end up doing, actually. Unless everyone dies. Why? Because of one reason. They don't suffer in the entity. And there's a little secret with Crest later on if you can figure that out. Or if you did in that first one. But who knows? You fucked anyways. Oh, and yeah, the Crest thing if you want to know about it.
Well, thanks, Tyler. Now, the game opens with this cool-ass live cinematic from the perspective of a dog that will ruin my 7:30, like I stated before. Someday, my love. Shh. Someday. We're here in this horribly lit workshop where work-based accidents, they're just gonna occur. It's like, just get some damn work lights. We get to meet the man, the myth, the legend, Frank Stone. Or as I like to call him by my nickname for him, Big Stones. You gotta have some big stones to wear that mask anywhere. But sadly, we don't get to play as this one-hand, blade-wielding, mask-wearing psychopath. Just this one. At least not until Mayhew and the behavior team over here finish watching and trying to understand all 76 of Matt Pat's videos on everyone's favorite OSHA-violating, child-murdering pizzeria.
She is such a bad bitch,
You know,
though.
they send people here.
I will
they send
fuck the
people
shit out of that
here.
robot, man. I'm not even...
All to make one chapter that has divided the DVD community for years since it was ever theorized. And then, then they're gonna make another 3 licensed chapters, 2 promo events, and 1, 2, 3, 5 brand collaborations. So like, give or take 4 months. Where was I? Oh yeah, the story. So we pull up in a cop car where we can see the year is 1963. Let's live it up, folks. We got a year till the Beatles touch American soil, and full swing Beatlemania ruins modern music and copyright laws, while at the same time going on to influence the boomers, leading humanity to be driven into ruin when they eventually succeed power. So after Frank casts the one stone into the fire as a seed of mill, and depending on your choices here that don't matter too significantly, we'll get to that. From here we jump into today times where this girl is having a nightmare premonitions or something. I don't know. Then we find ourselves driving down a road somewhere in Europe. Wait. Oh God. It's England! So while I'm reeling from the fact that we're in a country that doesn't exist, you can't convince me it's just, listen, England is a conspiracy with the Irish and French government. I'm not crazy, I'm telling you, they can't take me away. But after reeling from this fact, we end up picking up this old person and arriving at the mansion from which we were mysteriously invited to. We find this prick in. My God. I hate this mother fluffer. I hate this mother fluffer and his damn stupid man bun. His way of talking. I hate him. Get out of my head, get out of my head, get out of my head, get out of my head. You know, I may be a film buff. Or a baby film nerd. The film gatekeepers of r/cinephiles won't let me in until I watch the entire filmography of some indie experimental Russian filmmaker from the Soviet Union, but my God, this man makes me disgusted to call myself a film lover. Syndrome tearing poster meme. Still, we get the MacGuffin of this game. Murder Mill. A supposed curse film that, guess what? Surprise, this lady was involved with its creation. And it said that it caused severe violence when shown in film festivals. Sorry. Sorry about that. I don't know what came over me. But yeah, it's very obvious that whoever wrote this, okay, it was one of these three. No, I think it's that one, officer. One of these three took a lot of inspiration from this. And honestly, that paired with the article about a James Dean analog, it does set up the idea of a curse film fairly well. Now, I assume around here is where most paths in the game differ or branch from, so I'm going to avoid deeply summarizing my playthrough. Now, we spend most of the game switching back and forth between 1980 and Cedar Hills and modern day. So, I'm just gonna summarize it here. Some kids are trying to make a crappy porno without the porn. They debate if it's wrong to exploit the elderly for financial gain. Nightmare Girl over here does some light puzzle solving, Professor. I hate that. I fucking hate that kid. Breaking and entering. Oh yeah, this guy is a sheriff now, and somehow his decrepit ass is some here in some random house in England. I don't know how it got there. It's not like that's gonna be eluded for him or anything. Those Don meddling kids awaken the sleeping demon. Time travel? Or, cross-dimension travel happens, I think. I don't know, some other stuff happens. The hot lesbian goth Latina gets killed. No! Then some other stuff happens. Oh, and I think Miss Brexit over here unleashes Mr. Tall, Dark, and Reality Devouring into our world, so, I think it got the bad ending. So yeah, that's my ending. Now, before I wrap it all up, I want to talk about one of the main features of this kind of game. The cutting room. Now, why didn't I talk about it before? Well, I made this really long and unstructured first draft of the script. I'm really too lazy to just read through it with post-it notes, and I already had to cut out a lot. Like believe me, I had to cut out a lot of jokes about how I hate the British. Like enough to fill a Ricky Gervais special. Believe me, there was a lot. So what is the cutting room? Well, it's just the place where you go to replay sections and branch through the different paths, but it has some problems. For example, I want to go back to this choice at the very end of the game. Basically to go to the campfire with the, see the choices when the three different girls get there through the playthrough, and when these playthroughs, look, it's the best character in all of DVD! Dwight! It's Dwight! Oh my God, Dwight, I love you! Sorry, just this little fangirl moment. Regain your composure, Clark. Where was I? Oh yeah. But despite showing you all your choices in the cutting room, you can only go back to some of them. Which makes trying to complete a certain path to the ending to completion a fluffy nightmare. You gotta go replay like 10-15 minutes a game to go do one choice. Now, at this point, I found a minor nitpick with that repetition, and it became something I want to mention. Now, at the very ending of the game, every time you end the game, you get the credits. The devs, the producers, actors, animators, programmers, the good stuff, They should get credit. But these credits play every single time you end the game. Every time. So in my scenario where I wanted to see all the variations of the campfire in my ending, I had to play through this. But here's the best part. The credits are like 8 minutes. You can't skip it. Or, well, you can, but only after it plays for about 5 minutes. I know it's not 5 minutes, and I'll put the exact time here in the corner, but for my case, trying to get variations, it meant I spent about 15 minutes of the about 30 it took to see all the 3 cutscene variations in the fucking credits. Now I have a minor note here. Just disable the credits. Just disable the credits after the first playthrough. It's like how you enabled the cutting room after the first playthrough. Oh, I mean, unless you get the special edition. It's not even extra Dwight cosmetics. It's a ripoff. It's a scam. But yeah, in all seriousness, trying to play funny here, but in all seriousness, I think Frank Stone for DBD fans is a really cool game. It's very interesting to get a more intimate scope of the entity as a whole and a much more boding sense of its true power, but still leaving so many questions. What are its ultimate goals? Does it just want to consume all known timelines? What is the ultimate purpose of its trials as well as can be stopped? Why is it a fan of East of Eden? But outside of Dead by Daylight fans, what does it have to offer? Well, I've never really played these kind of cinematic games in the past, so I can't really compare it to others in the genre, as well as other games by the studio. I guess my major gripes with the game would be that it has a lot of choices that just kind of seem pointless. I mean, one of which is here at the very beginning of the game. Whether you go left or right, up the ramp or up the ladder to confront Frank. Not much really changes if you go left, and not to mention the arbitrary QuickTime event falling object, which it doesn't matter if you fail, you don't die. Also, the whole scene here in the beginning, no matter what you do, you always kill Frank. Which just kind of seems pointless if he's always gonna die. You have this whole build-up. You gotta go reach for the pull yourself off, reach for the gun. He does it anyway. If he's on the platform, just I don't know, maybe give it out if he's always gonna die. The game tries to make this feel like it's a pivotal choice, but it's pointless. My other gripe here would be the large swaths of gameplay you need to replay if you just want to experience little changes in choice. Not to mention the damn credits again! Now, there are other things that I didn't really comment on that, other people have complained about, like the voice acting. Which, I mean, fair. I'm not a professional voice actor yet. But to be fair, it goes beyond some people in a recording booth. This is a full motion capture setup, as well as voice, with these people having to perform a full movie's worth of acting, like, around 10 different times, not to mention all the smaller dialogue changes depending on the different choices, as well as retakes when something goes wrong. So I'd cut them a little bit of slack.
Nope, just me. Wait, should I be flattered or insulted by that?
Oh, well, I didn't mean.
I'm just flattered you think I have an assistant.
Okay, maybe not that much slack. Some of this is just really painful. I'd also review the story, but since I've yet to 100% the game or even play through all the endings, yeah, I can't comment on that. Only thing I can say is that the story kind of slugs through the modern day with the majority of the action, intrigue, and entertainment coming from the 80s. Kind of like a real cinema. I'm so funny. I browse Reddit. Overall, I would give Lord of the Franks, The Fellowship of the Stones, 7 overpriced 3DS games at a retro game store out of 10. It's a solid story-based game with lots of branching paths and lower implications for Dead by Daylight, with lots of juicy Dwight lore that I just can't help but sink my teeth into. Though, with its engagement flaws as well as a somewhat head-scratching gameplay choices to slow it down, unless you're a Dead by Daylight junkie like I am. Oh, someday, my love. But yeah, I would just wait for a sale before picking this up. Now, why didn't I take away the 3 overpriced copies of Pokemon X away from my score? Because there's not enough Dwight in this thing! Thank you for watching through the end of the video. I could have done this without the help of a couple friends, a couple of which will go unnamed. You may have also saw that Tyler gave a segment in here. I don't know if he's going to let me link to any of his socials or not. He's been kind of up in the air about that, but if he has allowed me to, I hope so, it'll be in the comments below. Also, some other various shoutouts in the comments, but please thank you for sticking to the end of the video. And yeah, it's been about 10 months since my last upload, so Let's see if I can stick to it this time. Okay, over and out.